Hi, my name is Dilip, and I worked on a solution for a very mundane problem that many of us, probably if you're employed at Microsoft or any of these cloud companies or any kind of teams that run from small, medium to large enterprise, wherein you have to deal with keeping the lights on, deal with ops burden, the non-glamorous part of things. Just a few stats on just trying to quantify the problem. So we all the engineering teams, right? They would want to build features, do great things. That's how GitHub was born. That's how Copilot was born and all. But the harsh reality is that the amount of time you would want to spend on such things versus you ending up spending on such things is really different. So I'll just quickly skim through the numbers given the time crunch. But great majority of the time goes in KTLO activities, and particularly the problem that I'm highlighting is wherein you just meet up, 10 of you people meet up with the managers, sit down, analyze issues in the past week, past month for a couple of hours every week, and then you kind of spend a lot of time reproducing the issue, trying to fix the problem. That didn't work, redo it, didn't work, redo it, it works. Then you end up deploying 3 or 4 weeks later. So which is a lot of price to pay for just keeping the lights on, according to me. And I fundamentally have been burned by this quite a lot. So it's not pretty. So yeah, just it also has a long-term impact on any kind of enterprise, right? Because you are paying top dollar for being at the cutting edge of the features or the market space that you're trying to achieve market growth in, but you don't end up doing that. You just spend a lot more on things like ATL, which you wouldn't want to. And unfortunately, even old mature companies do spend an inordinate amount of resourcing on these things. That has been my finding, particularly in my employers. Don't ask me where, but so I try to automate this part, this week in, week out loop that all of us have to go through. And I go on call like every month and a half, so it's a big problem for me. That's why I chose this space. Like the idea for the eventual goal of my tool is to, put a clawback at all these hours that are spent on repetitive mundane activities in terms of patchwork, security, vulnerabilities, this and that. Instead enable the engineers to do more in terms of spending their time on feature work and driving the USP of the company rather than just keeping it afloat. So just a few numbers, but in the interest of time, I'll just get to the demo. I did have a video, but itself is 5 minutes, so I'll try to just show it live. So yeah, this is like a typical dashboard that any of us would have seen at some point. Let me get out of the presentation. There you go. Yes, sorry. This is like a typical dashboard that many of us would deal with. So let's say I just want to know what are memory leak issues which just cause a lot of production incidents. Memory issues again in the past 11 days or so. So I just run my query. I did find a bunch of tickets. If you were to just look at the data, looking at the root causes, looks like anybody who went and experienced the pain in production would have noticed that, okay, this is probably true. We could have done better memory management. The apps wouldn't crash. I don't have to go restart and any of that. So, and then as we manually analyze, right now I just injected the LLMs. I just put the LLM on duty to analyze find these issues out, and then also analyze the short, medium to long-term action items that you would typically take, similar to what we do manually today. So yeah, right now the LLM is trying to just pass through the data that it has got in terms of what issues happened and whatnot, and then it's gonna generate a good summary for us, something human readable, as well as, like I was saying, short, medium to long-term action items, suggestive actions in terms of, okay, you saw blah, blah, memory map files for data storage, do blah, blah, something somewhere in there. And then just like how a human would do today, but just to get to this point, it'll take 3 days of the week. And then once we are in here, let's say I just put this analysis in, and this is where the power of the enterprise Copilot enterprise agent came in handy. So yeah, there is this typical Politan services that we deal with. So all I did was to just paste the analysis that I got out of, say, yesterday I was looking at what was it? Some memory-based issue. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, I just put my analysis in here and put in the AI to good use, I hope, wherein it spent a good 30-35 minutes, and it gave me a massively good breakdown of what were the issues that in production that I have faced, and then yeah, what all did it try to do in terms of fixing it. And yeah, bunch of comments, good code, well-tested code, given it to generate tests as well. So at this point, instead of me as an on-call engineer, for example, spending, I don't know, 12 or 14 hours in a given week to do this iteration, reproduce in production, reproduce in pre-prod, try something, fail, try something, fail, try something, fail, succeed, and then merge. This automates it by 65%. That was the whole idea. And I'll just put this here and then I'll stop talking. Yeah.
Cool. We have time for 2 minutes of questions. Can we put priority on the judges first? And if the judges don't have questions, then we can go to the audience. Thank you.
First of all, yeah, super cool to see you focus on a problem you have. If you were to roll this out to your team tomorrow, like what's preventing you from getting this into your own production team? Like what features would you add next?
Exactly these. My current blockers are just technical blockers that because I just did it yesterday. Just spending a couple more days on this tool would make it production ready for me, at least in my own team. It's pretty ready to consume essentially at this point. That being said, medium to long-term goals these are still just short to medium-term goals. But then if I were to actually commercialize it, the main juice behind this idea is the fact that my Copilot agent actually makes these corrections as intended and it's not hallucinating. So me being able to train and then keep the LLM models bespoke for a particular company. It's not the same way my employer does it versus another employer does. So those kind of longer term initiatives are where I am blocked on just productionizing it.
How did you land on your pricing?
Me, I use the AI. But yeah, that was at a high level the approach that I took. Yeah.
So you gave the code in Microsoft Copilot and it fixed all the issues you were facing.
That's an assumption, which is where one of the main next steps that I've been trying to integrate is the fact that you have reproduction steps. Like as a human, I know that this happened in production, and all I will check is this not happening in once this code got fixed. So AIs can hallucinate, right? So this is like a guard against that. So
like someone will keep checking it.
Instead of me just spending the whole life cycle in the development, I'll just validate the fix. That's where I'm getting my savings. 60% of the time gets saved there.
Yeah, more I'm thinking a scalable point of view, like when probably you have 1,000 lines of code or like 2,000, but when it's like 50,000 lines of code, like big software you are scaling. I'm curious to know like how things will like.
I believe it's orthogonal because you observe an issue, and the code right now, however they crawl, how they crawls through the code base, it interprets the issue, just maps it to this and that and all. So I don't think code base cyclomatic complexity is a factor. It is orthogonal to what the problem is being solved here. I feel.
All right.
Right.
No, we'll take one more question.
Oh yeah.
And so, did you actually implement a graph-based RAG in this?
No, I injected the issues. I kept generating the issues, like with the seed, like 40 issues I wrote down and then asked the AI to extend it. I did get to implementing the RAG by evening yesterday, but I couldn't connect them yet. But I guess more importantly, I realized that graph makes more sense once there are more issues coming in, not the seed. It doesn't matter now. It makes no difference right now is what I feel. But thank you for finding that here.
Cool. Everyone give it up for Dilip.
Thank you.